Hey Sam, got your message, and I think there's a couple different ways we can do this actually. To move it down the timeline, I would do one of two things. And just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to put another track up here. It's just the same track, but it'll give you kind of an idea of what you would do with two pieces of video and two pieces of audio. So, so now we've got two video tracks and two audio tracks here. What I would do is say we had this video here that you can see right here is at 6:03, and we wanted to move that to 36:03 just to have it 30 seconds down. There are a couple different ways you could actually accomplish that. The first thing you could do is actually just scroll in your timeline until you get to 36:03. I think it was 36:03, but we're maybe off by a couple frames. And then grab, so you'll click and lasso all of these clips, and you'll be able to tell when they're highlighted. Just make sure they're all highlighted, and you can actually just drag them. And if you've got snapping on, it will snap them right to the timeline. So now you can see we've got our space in here, and if we select that, it's 30:08. I missed it by a couple of frames, but you do have your space there. The other way you can do this, and this is the way I prefer to work, especially if I don't have anything else behind it, and if I'm just grabbing the stuff on the end of the sequence, what I'll do, you can do this one of two ways. You can either just click and lasso it, which is the quickest way, or if you have all of the tracks on, you can see where I'm pointing here, the track selector with video, you can actually just go to your tools, and you should have this one up here, which is the track select forward tool, which is A. And if you click on any one of those, if you click on the one that's the furthest to the left, it will select everything it will select that clip and everything to the right of it on all of the tracks that you have here. But either way, it accomplishes it. But just sometimes when you get audio tracks in here that are just barely kind of like tiny, it can be a hassle. So that's always the way I like to do it. So we've done the same thing that we did before on the first method. So for this method, you can do this one of two ways. You can either go up to, if you see these little blue numbers at the right below your, we can go here, and we're just going to hit, since we're starting at 6:03, we're just going to do that and type in 36:03, and that'll take your playhead right where it needs to go, and then you can drag it there. So now that creates our 30 seconds, and we're 30 seconds down here. The other way to do that, and this is the way I usually use, is once all those are selected and highlighted, if you have your mouse, your cursor anywhere in the timeline, and if you have a number pad, you can actually just go to your number pad and hit the plus sign, and it'll automatically put that in there. And when you've got the tracks highlighted, whatever you put in here is going to move it down the timeline. So if I want to move that 30 seconds, I'm just going to hit the plus sign, and we're going to go plus 30 seconds. So I go plus 30, but, and this is important, you have to hit the period after 30, because that's defining the difference between, like right here, that's defining the difference between seconds and frames by hitting that period. So to do it, just to review the whole thing, we're going to highlight our tracks here. Like I said, you can either lasso it or do it that way. And anywhere in the playhead with those clips selected, we just hit plus 30, and you'll be able to see on the top left if it's working. We're going to hit plus 30 period enter. and then that creates whatever number you put in there. That's going to move all those selected clips down the timeline. You just have to remember to hit the plus sign. So we'll do that one more time for you. Just go through the two methods here. So either we can go to, if we know exactly where we want it, we can just highlight the clips, put the playhead there, the cursor, as you can see right here. We can either drag it and snap it right there, or we'll lasso them or do whatever. And as long as the mouse is in here and the clips are selected, we'll go to our number pad and just hit plus 30 period, or whatever number you want, enter, and then it'll create that gap. So I hope this helps.